Denn ich habe ja jetzt das Spiel fertig. Wir spielen Penumbra, Overture. 2017, am 31. habe ich das letzte Mal, also am 31.10.2017 habe ich das letzte Mal gespielt. Ich spiele jetzt auf normal, würde ich sagen. Es ist ein bisschen her. Ich habe nicht mehr so viel Ahnung davon. Ich hoffe, die Facecam stört nicht. Ja. Ich weiß auch nicht mehr, worum es geht. Ich weiß auch nicht, wie viel Zeit ich habe. Das macht meine Kamera dynamisch ab. Wir werden es sehen. Ich hoffe, meine Facecam stört auch nicht. Ich mache sie nochmal einen Ticken kleiner. So. Und dann würde ich sagen, starten wir. My story began in February year 2000. Ich schau mal, dass ich das alles vorlese, was hier steht, was nicht vorgelesen wird.
For my part in this allegory, I'm not going to make the same mistakes my father made. Howard vanished from my mother's life before I was even in it, so when he sent me a letter a few days after Mum's funeral, it was the first I'd ever heard from him. Pity he was dead. Writing from beyond the grave must be a genetic habit in my bloodline. His letter contained a key, instructions, pleas for forgiveness. I figured the dead don't have much use for absolution, so I turned to his prophetic passing, which he inexplicably expected to come any day. Clearly averse to explanations, my father preferred to leave directions to a bank on Mayfair I'd never even heard of. In that bank was a safety deposit box in his name, and myself as executor. Of course, I went, as he knew I would. I discovered that despite the evidence, he'd been legally declared dead almost 30 years ago, and so the old book and collection of notes I found had, in the eyes of the law, been mine all this time. My father's instructions were to burn the documents, raise no further questions. But that was his error. No man's immune to the shameful trappings of curiosity, and my humanity got the better of me. The university I taught at was world-renowned for two things: physics and linguistics. I represented the first, and the man who stood for the second was stumped by my recent acquisition. The book was indecipherable. The notes, however, showed a location somewhere in uninhabited northern Greenland. It took me almost a year to book the last flight I'd ever take. As I watched civilization disappear along with Heathrow, I realised my father had disappeared 3 decades ago, almost to the day, and I considered in turn what it was that I was leaving behind. We landed on a strip of ice a few feet wide, and within minutes I was pulling away on a chartered boat, beginning the 12-hour journey that would lead me into my past.
Ja, wenn ich mich recht entsinne, ist das der erste Part, wo wir spielen dürfen in diesem Story-Game. Finally, we're almost docked. I'd better stow my gear. It may be far from home, but chances are I can still pick things up using left mouse. I can take a closer look at things using right mouse. What whiskey? Empty. Shame. A good scientist always keeps a pen and paper handy, just in case. Achso, warte mal, das kann ich doch mit Sicherheit so einsammeln, ne? Genau. P für Notebook. Ne, warte mal, P für Reminders und N für Notebook. To-Do-List, Notes. Okay. I think I left my torch in the desk drawer next to the bed. It can be opened using my left mouse on it, holding the button down and moving the mouse. Ja, aber das machen wir gleich. Kann man das mitnehmen? Nee, das nicht. Das kann man wahrscheinlich nicht mitnehmen. Okay, die Mauseinstellung ist mir ein bisschen zu sensitiv. Hier, warte mal. Was ist... Ah, naja, keine Ahnung. Psst. Das hier. Good thing, I remember to bring a flashlight. Shame, it's too old. It drains a couple of batteries an hour. The flashlight switches on and off via the inventory tab, or hopefully with a shortcut key F. Now, where's that emergency glow stick? Should still be in the locker. Keys in my inventory tab. So, erstmal zumachen. Erstmal abchecken, was gibt's hier noch so. Ah, okay, easy. Also wie gesagt, so ein bisschen die Steuerung kann ich noch. Machen wir mal ein bisschen Scheiße. Aber ich weiß halt ziemlich nichts mehr von dem Spiel. So, Tab. Wenn ich jetzt 1 drücke, was passiert dann? Ah, schau mal einer, guck. Oh, Batterien. Und der Glowstick. G für den Glowstick. Okay. Oh Gott. Was bist du? Dearest Eric, just a quick note before you set sail and leave me once again. I've left you a little something to remember me by in the chest at the foot of your bed. I really don't know why you still only have one bed on board, taking shifts because of it is no way to get your rest. But what does a fisherman's wife know of life at sea? I'll be praying every night for you to make the catch you need so that you can come home to me safely. And soon. Please don't be gone for 5 weeks like last time. I know I might nag sometimes, but I do love you, you know? I've washed those overalls of yours. I know you'll get them covered in assorted fish parts in no time, but I still feel better knowing they've had a wash. Before I forget, the Henriksons and the village have asked me to see if you'll be coming by any trout, but I said they were mostly out of season. If you do happen upon any, don't say anything, stow them well in the ice, and I'll do something special with them to celebrate when you come home to me. The ship's captain deserves a little special treatment once in a while. Take care, my love. Und Hallöchen, Mr. Benny Goodman. Ist die... Na, die kann ich mir nicht angucken. Schade. Mir hier durch. As I stepped off the boat, setting out into the blizzard that had formed around me, I realized how utterly devoted I'd been to the discovery of my father's past. I had no idea what to expect. Soon enough, my concerns were justified. I don't know whether I lost my orientation or my spirit first, but I lost feeling in my extremities soon after. And new hypothermia was setting in. I started looking for shelter. Naja, da müssen wir wohl offensichtlich, ne? So cold. Don't know where I am. Need shelter soon. Dann laufen wir auch mal lieber. My entire head went numb a long time ago, but I can still hear the wind roaring past or some kind of... I cannot read. What in the hell is that? I don't care. I need shelter. Looks frozen. Shut. Need something to break in. Something to break in. Habe ich was im Inventar? Ich habe hier einen Glowstick. Oh, Dreck. Wo finden wir denn hier was? Aha, zurückgehen. Finden wir da irgendwo vielleicht eine Brechstange oder so? Habe ich vielleicht eine Brechstange direkt schon zu Anfang des Spiels übersehen? Okay, warte mal. Hier nehmen wir mal ein Steinchen. Achso. Ah. Nehmen wir das Steinchen mal mit. Wahrscheinlich können wir das Steinchen da drauf schmeißen. Ich hoffe übrigens, dass die Lautstärken so in Ordnung sind. Ah. Schauen wir doch mal. I hope to God it's not frozen inside as well. So weak, but if I just interact... Jetzt habe ich natürlich nicht gelesen. Ah, so. Nein. Hä? So, warte. Wie kriege ich die Tür jetzt auf? Ach so, okay. Ah, okay, okay, okay. Ich muss mich erst wieder mit der Steuerung einherfinden. Oh. Ah, Jesus, my head. I can't believe I fell that far and survived. Although, looking around, maybe I didn't. What is this place? Okay, warte mal. Könnt ihr überhaupt irgendwas sehen? Wahrscheinlich nicht, ne? Okay. Empty boxes of ammunition. What is this place? Ah, ich habe so ein bisschen Angst, um ehrlich zu sein. Oh. Hey, das will ich haben. Flare. Irgendwo hier hatte ich doch gerade noch einen... Ah, guck mal. Mal weg den Shit. Die Flare will ich mitnehmen. Steel Rod. Keine Ahnung. Erstmal alles mitnehmen, was man so finden kann. Okay. Ganz vorsichtig die Tür öffnen. Hallo? Hallo? Mach die Tür mal wieder zu. Ich mag es lieber, wenn die Türen zu sind. It's a 24-hour ration pack, long past its sell-by date. Empty. What is this place? Das hier will ich mal mitnehmen. Oh, das Hämmerchen will ich mal. Let's see, I can swing this hammer if I hold left mouse. I can make a back swing by pulling the mouse right and then follow through by pushing left. The opposite works too. Pulling back and then thrusting forward produces a stabbing motion. I reckon if I hold down right mouse after swing back, I should still be able to look around. Okay, das... Oh. Habe ich das Spiel minimiert. Achso, warte mal. Wie ist denn das? Welche Taste waren das gerade? Das Spiel ist viel mit Schwarz, oder? Sieht man zu wenig? Muss ich den Glowstick anmachen? Wenn man zu wenig sieht, bitte Bescheid geben, weil dann, wie gesagt, muss ich halt den Glowstick anmachen. Okay, kann ich nicht einfach so kaputt machen. Ist das denn besser mit dem Glowstick? Ist das besser oder ist das nicht so geil? Okay, warte mal. Na komm. Ach, das war Q und E. Ah. Ich traue mich noch nicht so ganz da durchzuziehen. Ja, mal hier mit einer... Achso, okay. Ja gut, dann gehen wir mit dem Hammer vorwärts. Hier in diesen sehr vertrauenserweckenden... Bruh. Achso, meinte wegen den Ladezeiten. Manch so... man sieht natürlich besser, aber... Ja, ich weiß nicht, also... Warte mal, wo soll ich denn da hin? Achso, guck mal. Ich soll sogar da hin. Jetzt habe ich mir den schwereren Weg sogar geholt. Was bist du? This looks like some kind of industrial mechanism, although there's a hole in the center and no way to operate it. Okay, ja, gut, das ist nicht so... Mama? Mama? Okay. Ich das Ding, warte mal, achso. Ich sollte vielleicht das Ding hier mal wegnehmen. Klonk. Meine Facecam ist immer über den Textzeilen. Ja, warte mal. Muss ich mal gucken, wo ich die Facecam lieber hinsetze. Warte mal, ich nehme einfach mal diesen ganzen... Warte mal. Ach komm, komm her Facecam. Dann setzen wir die einfach noch hier oben. Und den Chat da drunter. So. Du, das Spiel ist auch darauf angelegt, Paranoia zu kriegen. Was meinst du, warum ich hier die ganzen Türen immer schließe? Achso, ja, den habe ich ja ein bisschen umgeworfen. Da war ich ja ein bisschen umwerfend. Okay, noch fühle ich mich sicher. Ich meine, wir haben das Stahlding, ne? Das gehört da mit Sicherheit rein. Na komm. So. Oh. Vertrauenserweckend. Vertrauenserweckend. Whatever I was descending into, it was 100 feet below ground, protected by 2 solid metal hedges located in a remote Arctic wilderness and buried beneath the snow. I didn't know what to expect, but it made me feel something I hadn't felt since I was a child. I'd never given it too much thought before, but I realized that our entire society is a network of safety nets, emergency services at the end of a phone line, health and safety in the workplace, friends, family, lovers, all there if something goes wrong, part of a carefully designed structure to prevent, all but the most mundane of emotions. Once again, I felt like I did when I was in school, surrounded by a closing ring of older kids, knowing anyone that might help me, friends, parents, teachers, were too scared or too far away. I've jotted down a note just in case. Fisherman's Wife, Love Letter. Okay, ja, den haben wir ja schon gelesen. Oh, scheiße. If anyone or anything hears me, I'd be best off staying low and out of sight until I know whether or not it's a threat. Crouching by pressing left control will give me the chance to hide in the shadows. I know I've got it right because of the blue tint on my vision. Plus, I should be quiet enough that I won't be hurt unless something's right on top of me. Better remember to shut off any light sources, though. Okay, also wir haben jetzt hier gerade den Tipp bekommen. Okay. Okay, also so wissen wir, dass wir halt komplett versteckt sind. This place must be old if they were still using paraffin lamps. Looks like there's still some juice left. Oh ne, ich will eigentlich nicht. Okay, warte mal. Hier sind da. Hier links von uns ist das Office, da drüber die Explosives, rechts Storage und da drüber Workshop. Jetzt einfach mal zum Office. Ich habe keine Ahnung, ob das gut ist. Warte mal. P, was war ein P? There must be another way out. Okay, notes, okay. Okay. Also ein bisschen Feeling hat das Ding ja schon, ne? A large wooden box. Oh, Steine auch noch. Oh oh, ich habe da was gehört. Oh, ich bin im Office. Okay, hier fühle ich mich... Oh, hier fühle ich mich dezent mal sicherer. Oh. 15th August, 1945. Command Bunker. Emergency Airstrip Zulu. Weekly report. Another unremarkable week in Greenland. Regular supply shipment received. Standard emergency drills carried out. Routine runaway maintenance completed. I have ordered maintenance to be carried out twice weekly from here on due to increased snowfall. 1 wounded. The 1 wounded figure is no cause of concern back in London. The Germans haven't extended their front line by 4,000 miles. 2 of my men were caught in manufacturing cherry bombs in our workshop armory, and succeeded in blowing off a couple of fingers. I take partial responsibility for this, in that I allowed them access to the demolitions manual we keep in the storeroom. And I'm sure that's where they learned the ingredients. As a precautionary measure, I have now locked up that manual in the chest in my office, and I'll keep the key on my person at all times. Needless to say, both men have been disciplined, and the injured man has been sent home for medical care. I cannot help but think that a more suitable punishment would have been for him to stay out here, but the matter is out of my hands. This bias is so disconnected sometimes. I feel as if this war could end, and we might not even hear about it out here. Supplies requisition order. Dynamite for excavation purposes. 7 bayonets. Not necessary in my opinion, but procedure state we should have a full complement. 1 industrial ice pick for removing the damn ice that forms on the external hatch. 1 pair of reading glasses, category 7C. An order for myself. My glasses are in a rather poor state of repair, and I could do with replacing. Reconditioning of the mine continues to progress. The structure is being fortified from potential bomb damage, and excavation of previously caved-in areas is going ahead. 1 point of curiosity is some kind of archaeological find, an artifact buried in the earth and discovered by one of the work teams. Later this evening, after martial duty, I shall take a closer look at the artifact. It appears to be a man-made, and may have working parts inside. I shall remove what looks like the front cover and see if I can discover the source of light which constantly emanates from it. Chief NCO M. Major. Also offensichtlich ist das hier eine Mine gewesen. Huch, Baxtrin. Und das hier ist wahrscheinlich so dieses Artefakt, von dem er gerade schrieb. Also die Menschen haben da so ein komisches, also wir sind hier in der Mine und naja, necessary information. Der eine Dude wurde zurückgeschickt. Also da haben 2 Dudes Scheiße gebaut, die haben eine Bombe gebaut, so eine Kirschbombe. Erstmal hier die ganzen Kisten aufmachen. Oh, ein Schlüsselchen. Das ist wahrscheinlich der Schlüssel vom Officer, kann das sein? Oh Gott. Copenhagen Post. Monday, 17th August 1930. Psychotropic deposits at the bottom of Death Mine? Researchers at the University of Copenhagen have suggested that mind-altering chemicals naturally sewn into the rock may be the cause of high suicide rates at a Greenland mine. The university, which has recently been conducting studies into isolated communities, first became interested in the workers of the Northwestern lead mine last year. They discovered that even taking into account Greenland's naturally higher suicide rate, local figures for the last 100 years were abnormally high, at least 64 deaths per 100,000 populations, compared to the national average of 29. On further investigations, experts diagnosed many of the minor symptoms in common with the earlier stages of paranoid schizophrenia. This has prompted researchers to hypothesize that natural deposits of lysergic acid a pH4 formula recently discovered to have hallucinogenic properties may be present in the rocks. Na, sorry übrigens für mein Englisch, das ist halt echt nicht so das Geilste, aber naja. Few locals were conducive to interview, but those who agreed to speak had their own explanation. Inuit spirits known as the Turnguide live in the mountains. The university is awaiting the results of chemical testing. Studies continue. Okay, also hier scheinen wohl deutlich höhere Suizidraten zu sein als im Rest Grönlands. Also zumindest, wenn das hier dieselbe Mine ist, aber ich gehe mal davon aus. Ich will dieses Artefakt noch nicht anfassen. Also ich schätze mal, dass das Artefakt ist. Oh. Kein Loot für mich? Jetzt ernsthaft? Jungs. Will ich hier noch irgendwas übersehen? Nein, hier will ich auch noch nicht raus. Eine Schreibmaschine. Oh, Trautesheim. Erstmal gleich wegschmeißen hier. Oh, und den Stuhl erstmal ranstellen hier. Weißt du, das ist ein Office, ne? Aber... Oh, was bist du denn? Käse? Beef Jerky. Ah, Käse. So. Oh Gott, Alter. So viel Papierkrams. Hat mir jemand ein Feuerzeug? Gar keinen Bock drauf. Ah, I need a key. Eine Flare. Juhu. Erstmal hier alles aufmachen. Alles durchsuchen hier. Das sieht nach Medikin. Ja, Medis. Erstmal hier alles mitnehmen. Also offensichtlich war der Officer auch noch blind. Das erklärt auch die schlechte Ausstattung. Okay. Wenn man nichts sehen kann, dann lohnt sich das auch nicht. It's a picture of a British platoon. It must date back to the World War II. I suppose this mine was converted into some kind of bunker. Ah, nice. Danke, das wusste ich auch so. Ah, dann fassen wir das mal an. Bruh. A man, an old man, clutching something unseen. He's strange, and yet he is no stranger. Never seen before, still I know this man. Before me is Howard. I call him Father. Ugh, what the hell? What just happened? I don't know if that was such a good idea. Ah. Weißt du, wenn ich eine Schreibmaschine, weißt du, so eine Schreibmaschine, ne? Also jetzt mal Real Talk. Ich lurke übrigens auch gerade. Oh, nice. So eine Schreibmaschine, jetzt mal Real Talk, ne? Also, wenn man... Oder nur mich kurz melden. Ja, hi, vielen Dank, dass du beim Lurken dabei bist. So eine Schreibmaschine, also jetzt mal Real Talk, Alter. Wenn ich so eine Schreibmaschine so durch die Gegend kicken kann, ne? Junge, da bin ich Hulk. Also die letzte Schreibmaschine, die ich angefasst habe, war ein bisschen schwerer als das. So, hier den Key. 2. Big Book of Explosives, 1923 edition. Chapter 1.3 Black Match Fuse. The black match fuse is one of the oldest, simplest, and most reliable fuses used in modern pyrotechnics. It is easy to create, essentially consisting of just a string and gunpowder. But be warned, the chemicals concerned will stain clothing, and as always, due to concern is advised. Materials required: string, preferably cotton, black gunpowder, Backstrin. Oh, Backstrin haben wir ja schon gesammelt, das ist Backstrin. The string should be coated with a thin layer of Backstrin, which acts as an adhesive. The string is then carefully rolled into the gunpowder and left to dry at least a couple of minutes before use. Chapter 2.1 Dynamite. Invented by Alfred Nobel in 1866. Dynamite is commonly used in construction, mining, and demolition. It has proved safer to handle than alternatives such as pure nitroglycerin. Provided, that is, it has been properly stored. Over time, the explosive component of dynamite supposedly made safe by the presence of the diatomaceous earth has a tendency to weep, making an old box of explosives liable to detonate on contact. Materials required: 1 part diatomaceous earth, keine Ahnung was es ist, 3 parts nitroglycerin, small amount of sodium carbonate. Text unreadable. And then simply form it into short sticks and wrap in paper. Oh, will ich das jetzt alles lesen? Ja, doch, naja, okay. Chapter 2.3 Trinitrotoluene, TNT. TNT was first discovered in 1836 by a German chemist, Joseph Wilbrand. But it took some years before it yielded its true potential. This was because of the difficulty of making it explode and the lesser detonation in comparison to dynamite. The main advantage was discovered by the German Navy, who employed TNT's relative explosive stability in order to cause massive damage to British warships. Their torpedoes could be detonated inside a ship armor, rather than exploding on contact as did other shells. Chapter 206, Armstrong's Mixture. Armstrong's mixture is included in this book as more of a point of interest than a viable chemical mix. The formula exists as somewhat of a legend in modern pyrotechnics, referenced by those acknowledgeable enough to stay away from it as death mix. Its incredible volatility make it unsuitable for almost all potential applications. Material required: red phosphorus, barium. This mixture can be carefully and slowly mixed to minimize risk to the chemist. Sulfur can be substituted for some or all of the barium to slightly increase sensitivity. Okay, also hier haben wir jetzt auf jeden Fall schon mal das Bombenmanual gefunden. Das wurde ja auch schon mal angesprochen. Hier, guck mal. Juhu. Oh. War ja fast ein Homerun hier. So, ja, noch was trinken. So, dann geht's mal wieder raus. Loading. Mal kicken, wo es jetzt hingeht. Alter, hier draußen, ne? Oh god, there's something else down here. I can't just wait for whatever is around the corner. Oh my fuck, what is this? Is this a safe place? Bin ich hier sicher? Oh mein Gott. Ich versuche mal zum Warehouse zu kommen. Seht ihr was? Kann ich damit irgendwas? Ah.